clients disengage from a course for a variety of reasons. Some could be related to being a human, which we've already covered. Sometimes it's related to expectations, which we've already covered, among lots of other hurdles. But you can create a course that's engaging so that when all of those other hurdles come up, they still want to come back and continue your course. Those other hurdles have less impact. In this video, we're going to walk through several hurdles to engagement and how to remove them or lower them. I'm Dr. Catrina Mitchum, and I have been designing and redesigning courses online since 2009. Hurdle number 1 is too much content. I don't know about you, but I have had courses that just are hours and hours of content, and it's difficult to sift through and find what I need. So this could also be too much theory and not enough action is a good way to think about too much content. So have you ever sat through a long lecture and then lost the thread of what they're trying to say? We don't want to do that to our course clients. It is difficult to stay engaged when we're not actively learning. And you can engage with content actively. And so we need to take action, right? Whether that's engaging with the content or doing something with the content. So the fix for this is either adding the action, right? So if you have a bunch of content and you don't have any actionable things or actionable items for them to do, whether that is reflecting on the content or doing something with the content, then add that in, or take out content that's not relevant to the tasks you already have. And this is going to require going back to the learning journey and making sure that you have enough actionable steps. And if you do, then you don't necessarily need to add more, but you might need to thin out the content. Hurdle number 2 is that if you do have actions that they're going to take, they might be disconnected. And that's disconnected from the content, disconnected from each other. It's not clear how those things are aligning. So I've been in a course that had a video with a PDF in like a lesson or module together, but the video never mentions the PDF. It doesn't tell me what I'm supposed to do with it or how I'm supposed to use the content to complete the action items, why those two things are in there together. The PDF doesn't clearly relate to the video. There's no description of, use what you watched. It becomes a WTF do I do moment. And when things feel disconnected, it can be harder to make progress. Content and actions should weave and flow together to bring them on that journey. Disconnect causes a breakdown in that story. And so the fix here is actually just filling in the gaps. That could be filling it in, ideally both in the video and the PDF, but at least start somewhere where you are making the connection between the content and the steps that you're having them take. The third hurdle is that even if you have action steps, they can feel like busy work. Or if you have a bunch of videos, it can feel like, well, what's the point? Why am I doing this? Busy work can make people feel resentful and not want to do it because they can't see how it's going to help them actually get to that goal that they came to you to reach. So when there's no clear purpose to the actions or the content, we have a problem. I am not going to dive deep here because I do already have a video that covers busy work and transparency, but the fix for this is to actually explain why you're having them do each thing, why this information is going to help you get to the goal, why this task is going to help you get to the goal, how things are all interconnected. Because remember, they're not in your head. And so you have to explain those connections because you're the expert. The fourth hurdle is that the path isn't clear. So while you might have action steps and you might have content and those things might even be connected, what their steps should be might not be clear. And so this is a bigger issue in programs or courses where you have people coming into you at multiple different levels. That's what my program is like. And so a fix for that is a quiz that says, hey, what step are you on? What have you done? What do you know? And then that results of that quiz can guide them to the next piece that they should pick up, right? Because people come to me in all different places in the course creation process. And so for me, it's important to make sure I'm putting them into the spot that they actually need. It's not hard to know where to get started and where to go next. Another engagement hurdle is actually celebration. So stopping to look back and see how far we've come in trying to reach a goal, reassessing, where we are in that journey of trying to make a change and reach a specific goal. That can have a really big impact on engagement in the course. It can be remotivating, right? And so making sure that those celebrations are happening frequently enough, and that can be an easy fix that you just insert like hey, go share it on social media that you just did this, or hey, go share it if you have a group chat for your course. Go share it in the group chat, or hey, just email me. I want to know how far you've come. And putting those at really kind of critical points where you may already know or you may guess that engagement kind of wanes a little bit, that can be a way to re-engage. Like, let's look back, what are our accomplishments, and then how are we going to use that to jump forward. The next hurdle is actually accountability. And so this is an engagement hurdle because sometimes we need other people to keep us accountable. I've had accountability buddies in the past because there are certain things that I know it's hard and sometimes I don't want to do it, and so I need another person. And so really accountability is about support. That is its own video. And so check that video out on support hurdles next week. That is its own video, and I feel like I've been talking about the support video for like every video in this series, but we will be covering that one next week. So if it is not there, it will be there in a bit.